y'all, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Debbie. I'm an autism mom and I have a son on the spectrum. His name is CB, and welcome back to our Circle Plus. This is going to be a little different video, and hopefully you can hear me because I do have allergies, and I apologize, and I don't want to talk too loud because this is a quiet house and this is unusual. But anyway, I wanted to jump into celebrating Autism Acceptance Awareness Month. April is the month where autism is recognized, and it is recognized in the form of acceptance. And I'm going to start off. For those of you who don't know what autism is a spectrum disorder. And I'm reading off my computer here because I'm in my office. I know what it is, but I'm telling you guys, giving you guys what the verbiage is that's publicized. It's a spectrum disorder, and it is a developmental disability, and it affects 1 in 36 children, guys. 1 in 36 children. And I really want to say something to that effect. And that is, when I had my son, which was in the 90s, it was 1 in 150. So it tells you that as we progress in years, more children are born on the spectrum. Now, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. This video is strictly to focus on autism awareness, and actually to just kind of give you a little bit of backstory about me and my son. And as I'm talking, I will be showing a couple of photos of him when he was born through now. And I just wanted to share this with you guys. When I had my son in 91, you know, as parents, we all want our children to be born healthy and perfect and just, you know, flourish and grow up to be adults and individuals that, you know, you dream of walking them down the aisle, or seeing them walk down the aisle, or getting married and starting their own families. I think everybody dreams of that, you know, college, all of that. I was able to experience that with my oldest son. However, with my middle one, the likelihood of that happening is not very, it's not probably going to happen. And I've come to the part of accepting that. And that's part of why I'm talking to you guys now. CB was born, and he was born a very healthy 9 pounds and 15 and a half ounces. So he was almost 10 pounds, just say 10 pounds. He was almost 22 inches long. He was 22 and a half inches long. I beg your pardon. Yeah, he was 22 and a half inches long. That's Buster in the background. Anyway, he was a big boy, and he was perfect in my eyes. Perfect in my eyes. He had long eyelashes, guys. I'll show some pictures of him as he was growing up as a kid. Cute baby. Cute baby. But right before he turned age 2, it was my husband at the time that said he noticed some delayed activities in him. His motor skills weren't, he wasn't doing some things that he should have been doing at his age. And so we took him to his pediatrician. Hold on. Of course I had to go get Buster. But anyway, took him to his pediatrician, and right before my son turned 2, he was diagnosed on the spectrum. And also back then, they diagnosed him with pervasive developmental disorder. PDD is what they used to call it. So Buster just does not want me. Dude, really? Hold on, guys. So anyway, we took him. He was diagnosed, and so anyway, we get him in school. It's what's called ECI, Early Childhood Intervention, and he started school at around he started at 3. Yeah, he started at 3. And I had him in everything that I knew of at the time. The first thing that I did when I realized and when he was diagnosed, and I didn't know what that what that word meant. I started doing a lot of research on my own, and back then I would go to workshops, I would go to conferences. And oftentimes I didn't see anybody that looked like me. Okay. But I would start networking and start talking to people, because a lot of times that's how things are shared amongst parents, amongst paraprofessionals, word of mouth. And then we go through elementary school, which was really a tough time for him because my son could not understand what was going on with his body as he was transitioning from boy to manhood. And he didn't have language. I often say that CB did not develop language until he was in his 20s. So a lot of his frustration, his, feelings he could not express because he didn't have language. And I remember one time I was just totally frustrated. And when you have a child that requires special needs or special attention in public schools, you attend what's called an annual, I think it's dismissal review. It's a meeting with all the educators and the parents, and you sit down and you kind of plan your child's education plan. And oftentimes I would go to those meetings. I hated going to them. One, I felt lonely. I felt out of sort because I didn't understand the language, the lingo. And I remember one day just sitting here and I decided to get on my computer. And y'all, I swear to you, this is Buster. Hold on. All right, so now I have Mia in my lap. Anyways, it's storming and she doesn't know how to act when it's storming outside, y'all. So anyway, I got on the computer and I just prayed about it, and I know it was God's intervention because he truly sent me an angel to help me at one of these meetings. And I reached out to this lady and I said, and she didn't even live in the same city. And I said, if I have to eat beans for a whole week, I will hire you. What can I do to get you here to help me? I said, I go to these meetings, I don't understand what they're telling me, and I leave like I'm not helping my child. And I get emotional when I think about it now. And she was a mom. And I tell you, a woman said, don't worry about my fees. Just pay for my gas and I'll be there. You give me the address to the school, I'll be there. You tell me when I need to be there and I'll be there. And y'all, when I tell you she showed up, she showed up. She showed up. She didn't look like me, but she felt me as a parent. She felt me as a parent. She showed up and we ended up taking CB out of that school. And 5 or 6 years later, after my child had left that school, I was told by another parent that my child had been abused at that school. Anyway, I had to eat that. I had to eat that. I had to really eat that, and I really had to pray because someone abusing your child is not a good thing ever. But especially when they don't have their own language, they can't defend themselves, it's not a good thing. But anyway, on and onward. This is Autism Awareness Month. My whole idea of trying to record this video is to ask you all to do me a favor, to tell me in the comments, what do you think acceptance mean? Tell me what acceptance means to you. And I would appreciate it. It would mean a lot to me as a parent to feel and know what your thoughts are about acceptance. I thank you. I appreciate all of the all of the family members who have chimed in, who have joined. Yes, we are small, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. I have a full-time job, and then I take care of my son, and then I take care of my household. Let me tell you something. There's only so many ways you can cut yourself in two, okay? And leave a little bit for yourself, for your mental, okay? So I thank you, and I appreciate you. I did want to share with you the whole history of how the autism awareness. Be quiet. These dogs, they don't usually do this to me. So, the National Autism Awareness Month actually came about. Sit. It's bothering him because she's sitting in my lap and he's sitting right here across from me. Anyway, the National Autism Awareness Month actually was first celebrated in 1970 by a gentleman by the name of Bernard Remlin. He was a psychologist and he was an autism researcher. And he initiated the concept and selected the month of April, which coincided with his son's birthday and the arrival of spring. So that's how the whole concept came about. And it was not recognized nationally until 1988, when President Ronald Reagan issued the first presidential proclamation declaring the month of April as National Autism Awareness Month. That's all I can get in tonight, y'all. Y'all have a good night, a blessed night. I hope y'all are safe where you are, and we'll be talking to you soon. Thank you so much. Bye. CB, why did you cut your hair? Huh?
I'm bald.
You cut your hair. You messed it up.
I'm messing up.
Yeah, excuse me.
My hair is shampoo bald.
Did you cut yourself? Yeah, look at his head.